Welcome to Trading Lounge and the European indices for Wednesday, September the 14th. And starting with the DAX here, I'm just going to borrow these for a moment. So we're looking at the move down here as a impulse wave, and we'll be looking at, let's just get this here happening, as an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave coming up to 61.8%. And then looking for wave 3 down here, and wave 4, and then wave 5 down here for this. So we can look at this a little bit closer. Let's just check on this. Probably short it in that box. So this is probably wave 1 here and 2 here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 to here for the third wave. So wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 here. So I think that we're finished in here, but it could drift down in the Asian session. So just take that on board and make any adjustments from this top here. Currently I've got it there, but if it drifts down, I think it should be okay. I need to bring this down a bit. It's a bit off. And I think we need to bring this down a little bit further into the 13,300 here, and also because there's high here for this. So I think Thursday we'll be looking, late Thursday afternoon US session time, we'll be looking to short this down here. Now obviously there's different ways to look at this. This first move up here should come to, if it does rally from this low here, that consolidation here will be the first port of call. This can bring back 50 or 60%. Now this B wave could be simple because normally in a wave 2 it's a 5 waves, 3 waves, and 5 waves, so a 5 3 5 structure. Wave B can pull back 50 60%. Sometimes there's a relationship roughly to the length of wave A and wave C, so all sort of look for that as well. And what you really want to do is try to count 5 waves in this particular move here, and that will be the short. Now sometimes it moves back up to the 61.8%, and sometimes it doesn't, you know. I mean, it's just sticking a flag in the ground, so it's more important to track the structure. Now there's different ways to short this. If you can count 5 waves in here, then you can short it right at the end. If it trades above the 13.3 here, then and then comes below it, so let's just say it's up here and then comes back below it, then you can work from the low to the upside. So that would mean that if it came up here, for example, and then came back down here and had that sort of first move below here, then you can look to put that there as a trigger. And if you're a little bit unsure, then just trade less, you know. It's all, and then once the number 2 here, there'll be a bounce off this is all of minor group 1 here, 1, 2, and 3 of 13,000. So this will also have a little dance across here like this here. And then that will also become, when that becomes the retested resistance, then you're going to be moving down to the 13,000. So you can also get another position here. They can just be small. You have that a very small position, that a small, that a small, and the idea is just to get a few positions above the 13,000, because it's going to get a bit bumpy down here in minor group 2 down here with this wave 4. But our target is down, you know, is further down here with this. Let's just say 12.5 at this point. It could be 12.3, but let's see how that goes. There is a bigger bearish picture looming as well. That's why it's important to get some positions in here, and we'll just hold on to them. You know, so don't overtrade, because you need to stay with the trend at this point. You can also, sometimes depending on how wave B goes, it can be useful. So we can short wave B low here, and that's kind of important, because if we get a move below wave B here, then it forces this to be a corrective pattern. And if this is a corrective pattern, then we'll take out that low. And if we're taking out that low, well, then we'll have another leg. You could also probably draw a line through here as well. It just depends on where wave B is. If wave B is nice and tight, then it makes a nice entry up here. And when you're coming through a trend line like this, it's exactly the same as this, but on an angle. So basically, this through here, you'll see the market come down, hit the trend line, bounce back up. You can short the top of that. It'll come back down through it again. Too many objects on the chart, so we'll skip that conversation. And I might just clear some of these up, but just leave those there. So we've talked about them. I'll just remove these as well. So and that. So that's really where we're at this point. I'm going to remove that as well. So yeah, this will be the same for the DAX and the FTSE as well. So I mean the stock 50. So we'll be looking for well, let's just use these guys here. So an A wave back to the 3600, a B wave reacting from that, and then a C wave up here for this, and we can put that in here. That's about roughly right. We'll bring it down to this top here because there will be sellers sitting there, of course. And if you don't overtrade, you can do this. So normally if you trade like, say, 5 CFDs, for example, you know, well then just think of, you know, between 550 and 650 here, and spread those 5 out there at 1 point each, you know what I mean, or something like that, you know, something that you can keep, but allow it to come up here first, you know. But that's where that will be. Once the market trades above the 3600 and then finds you know, that as the resistance, then you can look to short there again. You can short the B wave, you can put a line through here. Look, many roads to Rome, as long as you don't overtrade, and you can sort of, you know, because you want to get, you know, if this is correct, then we'll be down here. This is where we need to be, you know. We still need to sort of gather evidence for that, but, you know, we've got the rally, we've got the turn. You may be short already, you know, we've talked about things like that. You see how this comes through here and goes back up and tests it. I mean, this is woulda, coulda, shoulda, but I mean, hindsight's okay. You know, I talk about this all the time. So that comes through, we don't chase that, and then this goes back up here. So we could use that low, and then that low, and go from that point and short through there, and keep the stop above there. So hopefully you've done that. You know, all the normal things that we do. So there's nothing really, you know, all the sort of basic sort of strategies that I talk about are, I can, you know, it doesn't matter if I've said them or not. It's just the way that, you know, it's just the way we do things. So yeah, so anyway, that would have been that. And now we'll just wait for the rally, and we'll do what happened here. You know, it might not be, you know, it could be a different type. It might not be as clean as that. It might be something else, you know, but basically in your own way, you have to wait for that first low below the level. And the FTSE as well. So we're looking at this as 5 waves down, and we're looking at a 3-wave counter trend in here as well. So you can also short that box there. We can bring that down a little bit as well. I'm thinking we're going to have time to talk about this tomorrow, so I don't need to rabbit on about it too much, you know, but we'll bring that down here a bit. So yeah, short it in the box. If it trades above the 7400 and then the 400 becomes the resistance, then you want to be shorting it there. You want to be shorting it under here. But then, like, look between, like, say 3 and 4. The most important number between that is the 50, the midpoint. So that 50 there. Once that becomes the support, you want to be shorting that again there. You want a short position under that as well. And then you want one under the low, because at the 7300, well, at the 7300, you've got to be a bit careful, because always a bounce off the 3. It's a strong number. It'll come back, and it could hit the 4 and then down again at that point. So don't get stopped out on any of these here. And that could be 5 waves to that point there as well. We don't know that just yet, but if that's 5 waves there, then we can have a rally 50-60% and then go down again. So we can look to short this box in here again as well. So if you have very small trades, very small positions, you know, much smaller than you normally do, if you get stopped out all the time, or you don't let trends run, and you always get out early and all the rest of them, then what I'm saying is for you is that, you know, if you're normally chucking in 5 or 10 contracts or 20 or 100 or whatever it is, just do it really, really small, so you just don't have to make mistakes, you know. And there's plenty of time to build in, because once the 3 here becomes the resistance, then you can do a normal size trade and you've already got a bit of profit in here, you know. But you don't want to let your emotions rock your boat, you know. You can leave the girls to do that. Over to the FX here. Now I've got a bit of an issue here, because if those markets are going to go down, well then this can go up here, but I've got that nice clean 5-wave structure here for this, so I'm just going to have to wait to see what I get here with this. You know, it has pulled back to the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree, and I've always thought that, you know, I was never convinced that we're done yet. I still need to confirm that, but having 5 waves down there is a bit of a confirmation. But I'm just trying to think how else, you know, because basically the way I see it is that we could go up here like this, you know. That's what I'm thinking. So I just not quite sure how to sort of reconcile this at the moment. If you're long here, that's good. You might want to get out and we can get you back in over here somewhere. See, when I look at the euro's not much of a chop, because I've had the euro up here before as wave 4, and had the low in here, or had this as 3 and 4 and going down for wave 5, and I think that might be the case. We can also have a low in here. In this case here, I count this as an A and a B and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, because we never made a new high here yesterday, so I can look at this being 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, and ABC here for 2, 3, 4, 5 here. So I'm starting to get 5 waves down here. So this should follow the stock market, you know, that's what I'm thinking. So we should see this as an ABC pattern back up here, and then we can look to do the short here. But even if we, you know, even if we don't trade the short up here, what we can do, if it trades above the 1 here, the parity, then it comes down and locks under here, like it gets some low here, then we can look to short it under here for that. Because when I look at the pound here, see the pound cable, we've had this as wave 1 here and 2 here. I mean, this could be part of the wave 4 correction over here, but didn't really make a new high above here. So as an ABC here, it's quite good. But 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we counted down here. So we looked at it as the low, and we talked about taking profit here yesterday on this trade up here. So I'm going to remove that, and we don't need that here. So that's all done. Yeah, I mean, I might need to swap this back over here and put wave 3 here. So I'll just leave these both here, but it does count up as 5 waves here, so that's one thing. So I'll just see, but yeah, a bit hard to see in here. So I'll just leave it for a session or two, and what will happen is we'll end up with some ABC pattern here, perhaps, that we can look to short under here, because we were looking at that as wave 1 here and 2 here, and then going up for 3 here. But I can't see that sort of happening if stock is going to move lower, you know, and you know, it's a good possibility we got this here. So I'm thinking that we just need to, let's just wait. We've probably got 2 trading sessions before we need to make a decision. We don't need to do anything now. It's pointless doing anything now. The event has happened, and everybody needs to get over the event. Once the event is over, then we can get back on our horse and ride off into the sunset. So let's just leave these for a moment, and I'll mull them over a little bit. I've shared my concerns about them. Yeah, because calling a top in, like, after such, it's just sort of like, it's dangerous. It's dangerous business, you know. And I don't have a nice ABC up here so far for this. I mean, I could probably look at it like that, but I would want, if I was going to short this, I would want this move down here. If I was going to short this, I would want this move down here to be in 5 waves, and I would also want it to meet this. I want 5 waves to the 61.8%. If I was going to short this here. If I get 3 waves to the 61.8%, well, then we'll be going long above the B wave at that point. So we'll just gather some more information first with all of this. And obviously, if this just keeps going up here for whatever reasons, I don't think it will, but at this point, but you know, if we get a classic trading levels pattern on top of 11,000, we're also forced to go long as well. But we do have a nice structure down here. I mean, the only thing I think I could perhaps, yeah, but even so, I've got everything sort of covered there. I was just thinking as an A wave here, a B wave here, then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, you know. But that's sort of like pushing it a little bit. I mean, that would be my best fit at this point. Then I look over here and think to myself, can we have some sort of, you know, I call this is 4 and 5, 3, 4, 5 here, and then look at some other thing here as, yeah, some sort of ABC. There's nothing sort of gelling at the moment here for me, so I'll just wait. But if the stock market's going to push down, we should see this push up here. That's the thing, and that means the euro and the cable and the Aussie and all the rest of them, not all of them, but you know, the primaries should move lower here for this, you know. We shall see. Just give us a little bit of time with this anyway. Alrighty, cheers.